Welcome to another episode of the Lounge Season 2 by the Roadtrack Club of Achievers Lanka Business School. So today we have our beloved secretary for the years 2020-2021, Rotaractors Suwithi Karnasekara. So hi Suwithi.
Hi, Vijay. Thank
Hi,
you for
how are
having
you
me.
doing? No
Uh,
problem at all. So how are you doing? How are things?
I'm doing good, except for the fact that it's the end of the year, the road check year, and there's a lot of work piling up. And except that there's a lot of work in uni as well. Except all that, I'm doing good. Yeah.
Okay, so let's start off with a little bit about yourself, very briefly. I'm sure everybody in the road track community know you pretty well. So who, for everyone who doesn't know, let's briefly tell a bit about yourself.
Yes. So I am Suwithi Karnasekara, and I am an undergrad at Kothalaval Defense University in my final year studying electrical engineering. And I'm also a student of Lyceum International School, although I did my A levels at the Balika Vidyalaya. And I'm 21 years of age, and I'm quite cheerful. Yeah.
Great. And okay, I want to know something about you. Tell me something funny or interesting that you have done that nobody would ever believe that you would have done. Like Suti could have never pulled it off. Something like that you have in mind?
Yes. This is not like funny, but like, it's not funny, but then people do believe that I couldn't have ever pulled it off. So we went on a trip with my
That's what we're looking
friends
for.
to yeah, we went on a trip with my friends, with my uni friends, to Sinharaja, Lankagam actually. And I had to come home early due to like I had another trip on like the same day in the evening. So I wanted to come home early. And so like my friend's father arranged transport like from that place to like Deniaya, and then I could get onto the highway bus. But then in that morning, not the person who was supposed to come, but a different person came, and I wasn't dropped all the way to Deniaya, but I was dropped only halfway. So I figure my way to Deniaya and then to Colombo. Yeah, but then I did it. Yeah, it was thanks to Google Maps. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm very proud of you, Suti.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to road track. So tell us a bit about your journey as a road tractor, starting from how you started road track up to now.
Yeah. So I started Roadtrack like 2 years and 4 months back. Yeah. So actually went to this cricket match, I think at the University of Colombo grounds. That was our year, in that year. I went to watch Tisura, and and then I met Satma, Yasiru, Sahan, and all those people. And I realized how like it was quite fun, and like the stuff that we all do. Like I heard about Colombo, and I wanted to participate also, but I could participate here. But yeah, so I wanted to like Satma convinced Tisura to convince me to join. So Tisura was also telling me to join. So yeah, so I quite joined, quite happily joined, and I'm happy that I
And we are
joined.
all glad you did. We are all glad you did.
Yes.
So also, and my next question is like everybody else, when taking up a position in the board, especially in the XCOM, you must have been very nervous as of, you know, will I pull this off or not? So, uh, how do you describe the before and after the before and after situations after taking your position as secretary? How did you grow into the position and how did you grow as a person?
Yeah. So actually, before taking up the role as secretary, I was not very like I wasn't decided that that when I was study director, I didn't think that I would want to become secretary next year. I was very conflicted when Tisura asked me actually. But then I spoke to Tisura and I spoke to Satma, and Satma was like, laid the facts out to me. It helped a lot. Like she helped me understand that this is what you should do and don't worry that this is you can do it and this is what you should do, like, you need to do. So yeah, if you take me before then, like before at that time and now, I think I've grown a lot as a person. Like I've become more responsible, I guess, because we got to submit reports. The secretaries are really tough. Like it's a 365-day job. It's not just uh, you can't. It's not like sharing a project. You can't like after the project is done, your role is over. This is not like that. It's 365 and you need to write proper reports and directors don't write proper reports, you need to rewrite them and monthly reports and other all sorts of things. So yeah, I think I learned to become more responsible and I learned to stop procrastinating, like not fully procrastinating, but a little. Yeah. So yeah, those are the stuff that I learned, and I think that I'm actually a much more responsible individual than I was last year.
All right, so moving on to the next topic, let's talk about how this COVID-19 pandemic affected you all as Rotaractors as well as a Roadtrack secretary. What were the difficulties that you all came across and how did you all get through them?
So if you talk about the club as a whole, we get to face a lot of challenges like our signature project, Conquer Colombo, had to be cancelled. Like we still planned it, and we were hoping that the COVID situation would get better so that we would actually be able to conduct like a miniature scale Conquer Colombo. But we had to cancel that also due to like the second and third wave of corona. But also not just that, like Calvin Maestro, then Driving Colombo, there a lot of events planned, but we had to cancel all that due to the pandemic. But if you take me as a secretary, I don't think my work was actually compromised a lot. I was in charge of handling the reporting administrative section of the club. So that wasn't compromised a lot. But I would say that as his president and secretary, we also have to deal with the other clubs, like the other Rotaractors clubs, the Rotary, the Rotaractors district. So that those interactions were actually limited or rather virtual, or some only happened physically. So we had to, yeah. So that like getting to know people was actually less because it was virtual and all that. So yeah, I don't think my role in the club was limited, but if you take the overall, the council, the fellowship aspect of the council was limited. Yeah.
All right. Let me ask something like this. What was the main thing that you had to adapt to? Like something that you didn't imagine that you would have gone through during this time?
Yeah. Well, I never thought that I would be sitting, a day and night in front of a computer, and that Zoom would be our form of communication. That we could Zoom would
Yeah.
be like, our way to interact with one another. Maybe lectures, meetings, midnight Zoom calls, birthday surprises, whatever it is. It's just that uh, we never imagined that we would be living this life once, but we had to. Yeah. Maybe we will have to
Yeah.
also
A
go on
completely
for.
different experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. True. Yeah. So next I have something fun planned for you. So before we move on to that, let's take a quick break. Now we have come to the fun segment of today. So I have planned for Suwithi, I have planned a little game of Never Have I Ever. So I have a few questions that I want to ask you, and you have to answer honestly with I have or I have never. Are you cool with that?
Okay.
All right,
Cool.
let's go. Uh, First of all, never have I ever had a crush on someone in school. Hmm.
I have.
Very good. Playing by the rules.
Yeah.
Never have I ever gone past 24 hours without showering.
I have.
All right, good to know. Oh, this is interesting. Never have I ever lied to our club president.
About Roadtrack or about other
Let's stick
stuff?
to Roadtrack. Let's stick to Roadtrack.
I think I have.
All right, Tisura, take notes.
Potty lies. Potty.
Potty,
Not much.
yeah. All right, my next question. Never have I ever realized I was walking the wrong way, pretended to get a call, and turned back.
No, I haven't. I haven't. I mean, I've walked the wrong way, but I've never pretended to have a call and turn back.
You were just honest about the fact that you were walking the wrong way. Good for you.
Yeah, like I'm surprised that I'm walking the wrong way. So like I suddenly turned.
I can actually imagine you doing that.
Yeah.
All right. Never have I ever eaten a whole pizza alone.
Yeah.
You have? No?
No.
Nice. Okay. That's something that you are about to do then. As soon as the
I should.
lifted.
Yes.
Let's see. Never have I ever gone on a solo vacation.
I haven't.
If you count the on your way from Sinharaja, maybe you can count as like a solo road trip.
It
Maybe
was a vacation.
let's call it solo road trip.
Like finding my way back home.
Yeah. All right. Then let's do one more question. Never have I ever accused someone else for something wrong I did in school.
I don't know, not. I must have, but not that I remember.
Let's just leave it at that. Don't want to lose any friends right now. All right, you did well. That's it from my Never Have I Ever game to you. So let's wrap up this session for today. So before that, I would like to ask what advice you would like to give as a secretary for a fellow secretary or future secretary.
Well, something that I would want to say is don't leave things till the last moment. You've got an entire month to plan your work. You've got, 7 in Achievers where you've got like 7 or 8 projects each month. So you can of course like plan it ahead, like divide the description, the planning, the scope, the objectives, like have it planned, have it edited before, and you can submit it on the last day and have the photos ready because we submit only remember I did take photos and go search for the photos. Yeah, so my advice is don't procrastinate. Think that you have the entire month because it's not so hard, the job. It's if you plan it out properly, well, you can do it. You can do a pretty good job. Yeah.
Okay, so with that, we are going to wrap things up for today. So thank you so much, Suwithi, for joining with us today and talking about your experiences and about Roadtrack. So I had a great time talking to you today, and thank you once again.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
All right, guys. So that's the end of today's episode of The Lounge Season 2. Until we meet again, stay safe.